Good afternoon. I have seen As Above, So Below, which is a recent horror movie. But okay, this is going to be something that happens a lot in these reviews, is that they're not new movies. They're just movies I want to see. They're not movies that I go, oh, I need to see this in the theater. I gotta go over there. Very few are like that for me. So this was an idea that I thought was kind of cool, in that, you know, it's a found footage movie and they're in the catacombs and horrible crap happens. So I'm just like, all right, what are they gonna do with this? And this definitely takes different paths in the found footage stuff. Because I mean, what really happens at the beginning of a found footage movie is, okay, so now you have the guy who loves using the camera, likes annoying, usually his girlfriend, and the girlfriend is kind of quirky. She's not outright annoyed, like she'll smile along with it, and he does stupid shit, and there's fake jump scares just to hold you over until the real stuff happens, because apparently we're so impatient. And this film doesn't do that, and I'm very happy about that. The thing is, I loved the characters. In horror movies, if they're horrifically annoying characters, I notice that if the tension is great and the danger is huge and the horror, like the fear, the tension is so massive that you almost forget about it. You almost forget that, you know, these people are the most obnoxious idiots ever, because the situation and the circumstance works so well. And this film kind of takes advantage of both. It takes advantage of having these types of characters and putting them in these very claustrophobic, not unnatural, but not usual surroundings. And that really works. I love the main character that we have. It's just this young woman who, you know, wants to investigate, you know, this, whatever, just treasure. This character almost, you want to deck her across the face sometimes, because she's putting these innocent people in these horrible situations. Like, she's going into the museum that is high-tech security, and, you know, they're given like a few minutes with this stone, and she goes, oh, we need to look at the back of this. So she takes it off, and I'm just like, Jesus, woman, can you... She's putting all these people in danger, all these people in bad shit. But there's something to respect about her, because, you know, she's very smart. She is so persuasive. She's so assertive, and she'll do anything to get the job done. I mean, you could almost compare her to maybe April O'Neil in that sense, maybe even crazier in the circumstances. Her friend, who basically ends up going on the journey with them through crazy shit. I thought, you know, this is a cool guy. You know, he seems like a legitimately nice guy. That, you know, okay, I'm gonna help you with this, but, you know, with that, you can knock yourself out. I'm not going there. But obviously, you know, for the movie's sake, he has to go in. But I also love this guy named Papillon. I thought this guy was perfect. That he is one of those guys that, you know, he's a very European personality. And what I mean by that is that, you know, notice European people are very, like, how do I explain it? They're very openly emotional. Like, when they're angry, they're very, very expressive. They really take advantage of that. Like, when usually he talks in English, but, you know, when he's talking to his friend, he's really pissed off. He like spews out French, and his hands are going crazy. This guy's a great actor. In this part of the tombs, and they're going through the choice of, should I go through this or this? And, you know, our main character is going, we could save hours and hours and hours if we go down this path. I know where we're going. And he goes, you know, our friend has not come out of there since, and, you know, if you can do that, knock yourself out. Like, he literally did that. And I love characters like that, where they're just so straight to the point and so expressive like that. It's just a joy to watch, and he pulls it off so well. And what really stuck out to me was I don't know the name, but the black guy. He has this great scene where he is. How do you even? The thing about this movie is that you can't really explain some of these situations because they're so out there. He's basically stuck, and the background audio and the other characters going on and the way it's filmed, love it. But here's the thing that. If anyone's seen this movie, does anyone realize that this guy kind of disappears for a while? There's this part where I go, oh, the guy dies. And then I'm like, okay, why don't the characters react? And then they cut to this other camera and he's right there. I'm like, what? Okay, he's still alive. I didn't know that. So this film creates tension where, it can make up for whatever bland characters it has, but it has good characters. You really, really want to see these guys make it out. That's the thing about it, is that it is so immersive and it's so disorienting. You want to see these guys live so bad. The other thing about this film is the surroundings are the key to this film's success. The circumstance, what these creatures or whatever, the bad stuff, you don't know what it's capable of, because okay, it's in catacombs, it's underground, it's ancient, and it's a freaking maze. You have no idea where or who or what's gonna happen. And even this main character, where they prove to us early in the film that this is a very smart, very well-educated person. And even in this situation, she's trying to figure these things out. I noticed a film very similar to this called The Pyramid, which was another recent horror movie. I noticed that in both of these films, there's a lot of moments where the horror does go very silly. It does go very over the top. Where, one person, say they're walking through, casually when the TV's on, they'll start laughing because it's ridiculous how over the top and crazy it gets. What they show or what have you, maybe the character deaths and so forth. But here's why it works, is that the surroundings are so disorienting and they're so confusing and it's so unknown. That's why these over-the-top moments you can accept, because you have no idea what's going to happen. So you can just take it, as if, okay, this is what we're dealing with. And that just happened. It's not to the point where it feels like you're in a nightmare. It still feels in reality, but these surroundings are so off the wall and you have no idea what they're capable of, what's going to happen, where that this character is educated. Even she doesn't know sometimes. The ending, how do I put it? Don't look at trivia on IMDb, because I looked at it and I was just like, okay, they're trying to make this resemble Dante's Inferno. And I'm just like, okay, that just kind of ruined the fun of it. Now it's like, the reason this character died this way is because he didn't accept that he was responsible for this sin. And I'm just like, fuck that shit. That just ruins the whole fear of it. This film does something, and I'm not going to give it away, that rarely any other found footage film does. And once you see it, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Think about every found footage movie and look at this film. My reaction was just, well, you don't see that every day. I really, really enjoyed this. I was so immersed in it, and even where there's moments where you could be taken out of it, it created such intensity and such fear in this unknown environment that you were able to just accept it. And the acting's very good, surprisingly. Definitely check it out. I mean, that's what I think, but yeah. Please have a great evening.